definitely running on CP time.
We're here though, so thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the love. Thanks.
We're going to start this off. Good evening.
Good evening.
Beautiful people. It's not on?
Yeah, we on.
Oh, see? Oh, wow. That's creepy.
I don't know.
That's like some...
Listen, we are happy to be here today. Sorry, we had some difficulties, but we're up. Only 30 minutes, CPT time. So let's get it started. Welcome to Ratchet Thoughts and Isms. You already know, we got the crew in the building. Let them know who you is.
Yo, Dre.
Uptown, Harlem World in the building.
Ramona here.
Luke, and I've heard some people want me to say Luke Harlem Skywalker. I don't know. You let me know how you like that name. We'll go and we'll keep it going. All right, so I hope you guys have been abreast to the Derrick Jaxn situation. So we're going to talk about it a little bit, as well as some other things, but we want to start off there.
I have something to say before we start.
Okay, what do you want to say? Is this a disclaimer? Should we put the disclaimer first?
I guess I could put more. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm gonna do my disclaimer first, and then I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
Okay.
So the thoughts and opinions of Uptown Brown are solely of Uptown Brown and do not reflect upon the lovely cast of Ratchetthoughtsisms. Is happy now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because you be saying some outlandish.
Anyway, so this message is, a direct message to this lady's name, Derrick's wife.
Something Naya.
Naya? Denaya? I just want to say, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Okay, so
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
how are you gonna start this off, guys? More guys and girls, so maybe you guys should start off with how y'all feel about it, because I know how I feel about it.
No, so ladies first.
No, I mean,
I want to know, I don't think, at first I didn't think he was a narcissist, but as I actually went and watched some of his previous videos, not him confessing and then, not him not confessing, and then confessing, and then third personing it twice.
that was crazy.
Um,
That was creepy.
I was like, damn, this guy.
If you look him up on Black Google, right, and you Google narcissist, a picture of him comes up.
No.
I didn't know that there was a Black Google.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
If you
Yeah, it's a
Google-
black, yeah.
If you Google do what I say, not what I do, he's gonna come up. That's him. But
Who, Douchebag Jackson?
yeah, for me,
I
I
mean,
mean,
Derrick?
this video was a little bit disturbing for me. Because I do follow him on Facebook and Instagram. I do follow him. I've heard many of his messages and many of his testimonies, and he has something to say. I do agree with that, but I won't take everything he say as gospel.
Have you
Every woman sit here and like, oh my God, I feel betrayed. Like, he's still a man.
have you ever stopped dating somebody or gave a dude some smoke based on something that Derrick said?
No.
Keep it a buck.
No.
Alright.
No.
I want to say some of the stuff he was saying was actually
Yeah, he had good points.
he had great points, but
yeah.
everyone giving him the smoke for real.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, for nothing, most of
He
the
deserves it.
Oh, does he?
Absolutely. Absolutely, he deserves it. When you say things like, I have absolutely no sympathy for any man that got a good woman at home, what are you talking about, bro? Like, he definitely, the same way how he said he don't got no sympathy, he should get no sympathy.
Yeah, but that's just the brand. He wasn't talking from a married man's mind or voice. He's talking from his brand.
Now you speaking for him. Sounds like you
I'm not
speaking
speaking for him, but if you see that he's speaking now on live with his wife, he's not the same person that he is on his lives. He speaks totally
Well, I
differently.
think everybody changes when they get caught out there.
I mean,
No?
I mean,
Everybody's gonna sing a different tune when they get, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like,
he did too much dragging people for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, he built his brand off of bad, bad
Dragging men.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
think he built his brand.
No,
That's how he built his
Definitely.
brand. So the fact that he was out there saying, oh woman, if your man is doing this, that, and the third, leave him. If he's doing this, that, and the third, he's less than a man. All of the stuff that now he's kind of getting caught for.
She left him.
No,
a couple times.
that's cool.
Mhm.
But what I'm saying is he built his brain off of doing it.
Okay.
So he's dragging dudes in order to, like, pretty much he built his fan base off of saying what women want to really want
That's
to
true.
hear.
But it's not just women, though. You don't think
it's-
men took any advice from that?
No,
You don't think that one man?
absolutely not.
Do y'all think any man who watches videos, like,
To me,
send me a message right now if any man watches videos. I'm sorry. Somebody.
I view it as a hater mentality, right? Because I have never in my life said anything bad about another man to get a woman, right? Because I understand that as a man, if a woman is gonna...
You didn't do that?
Can I finish?
Okay.
Like, he's definitely making other men look bad to make himself look better. Absolutely. That's the whole point of going so hard to drag the other men. Because you're making yourself look better, so that convinces the women that follow you to take your advice as his Bible, and then they going out there buying your books, going to your seminars, all that other stuff.
Hold on. First off, I'm sure women weren't taking it as his Bible. I mean, cool that they went and paid, like he was getting that bread. He was saying something that spoke to them.
Right.
That
There were women out there talking about, oh my God, I feel betrayed. You can only feel betrayed by somebody that you unnecessarily put on a pedestal.
Okay, now, if that's the case, you go to church. You listen to your pastor. Okay? I go to church. Okay, so I'm saying something I know. I don't take everything the pastor says. Only what pertains to me, I absorb it and I receive it. But everything the pastor says, I don't feel like it's necessary for me to absorb. Because he's still a man too. Yes, he's a man of God, but who is Derrick Jaxn for you to sit here and take every word he's saying as facts in life? Like who? Why? Why would you do that to a woman? Why?
I mean,
Come on.
the bigger issue is that, right, that black men have failed black women horrendously, right?
Okay, I'm gonna stop you.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop you.
You don't agree?
I'm gonna stop you.
Okay.
Only because that might be another episode. What I will say is this: the bigger issue, I feel, is the separation fact, right? Because from what I'm understanding, they were separated. So what does that really mean? You know what I mean? Like, is that a breakup? Like, do you have a pass, like, to do whatever you do? So is he wrong for doing the things that he did in a separated situation?
Right.
That's between him and his wife.
No, but he's asking your opinion about it. What you feel?
I mean, everyone's definition of a separation is different, because some people will feel like, well, as long as we are still married, regardless of the separation, that's what matters, that we're still married. That's how some women, I'm not going to say women, that's how some people feel about it. As long as we are still legally, bindingly married, that we are still married. So if you step outside of that situation, then that is considered infidelity and you're cheating.
So the fact that he brought up that he was a God-fearing man and he's a Christian, if you want to bring those things up, since that's what he's using right now and they're quoting a bunch of scriptures and stuff like that, scripturally, he was still married. There is no, and I'm going based on what they were saying. Like the fact that they're saying that, you know, they're doing things biblically.
Now.
Like, right, they were doing things biblically. He's still married. Like, there is no separation. It's either you married or you're divorced.
I'm not condoning what he did and saying it was okay, but she left him. She packed all her stuff, took everything out the house, and she left him.
Well, why did she leave, though?
She left him for a good year. She was going out the house for 1 year.
Well, why
and
did
I'm not
she
saying she left because he cheated on her. She saw receipts, she saw videos, she saw pictures. She left because she was fed up. She had enough. But what I'm saying is, you leave a household of a marriage for 1 year.
Oh, it's done.
I mean, I'm not saying, like I said before, I'm not condoning his cheating, but you left for 1 year.
I still,
you know what I'm saying?
So
like,
I'm a person who...
And she fought for divorce.
Okay, say your thought.
I'm a person who is divorced.
Okay.
And I remember when I first left, and there was we didn't legally separate. I left and I was living on my own until divorce papers were signed.
Okay.
Right? And I would be honest by saying, I think for like I gave it 2 years to see if things was going to change and see if we could possibly rekindle.
In those 2 years, did you have sex with another woman?
Of course I did. That don't mean that I wasn't hoping that things could have changed.
You still broke your vows. You were still legally
I don't
married.
claim to be the religious guy that he is, though.
I'm not saying that, but
You know
you
what I'm
took
saying?
vows. You took vows, though.
So is he wrong if you're, because I'm seeing some of you guys comments. You're saying he was actually still married and then cheated and then they became separated. So my question is, in a separation, are you allowed, like, is that a break? Like, do you have access now to explore the wonders of the world?
Yes.
Or do you still, like, try to figure this relationship out? This union that you agreed to be forever.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a tough one right there.
Because
Because if you're separated and you're trying to figure out if you want to be with each other, I don't know if that necessarily gives you a hall pass, but I also don't necessarily know if that means like I'm being faithful to somebody I don't even know if I'm going to be with anymore. You know what I mean? Like that. And again, I get the part. I get the part about, you know, like if you're a man or woman of God and understanding what vows are, you know. So I don't know if separation is even the answer. If we're trying to figure things out, then we need to go to counseling together. We need to be, you know,
that's what I was gonna say.
You know, like counseling and praying together and trying to figure out what we're going to do. Like, and because separation, you know, doesn't, like, how does that really help?
Right.
I believe breaks lead to breakups.
Right.
So
there's some people that said, when do marriages get breaks?
That's what I'm saying.
Breaks lead to breakups.
Right.
Marriages are like, it's the same thing like parenthood. Like that's a 365 day a year job. There's no vacations. There's no sick days. There's no breaks.
What if you're in Vegas, though?
Come on, bro.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas?
Well, you're supposed to take her with you to Vegas. Come on, bro.
Okay, so my question is then to that is, whenever you're filling paperwork out, there are a couple of boxes, right?
Yeah.
Single, married,
Separated.
divorced, widow. Right. So at some point,
there's another box for the streets. For the streets. It should be another box.
So at some point, the government realized that this was a real thing, a real issue, right? And said, "Yo, let's make this allowable."
So here's the question about that. Like, because there's a lot of things that the government is putting out there that, you know, which is obviously topics for a different day. But, you know, like, for instance, allowing children to pick what their gender is. You know, so just because the government allows it doesn't mean that it's okay.
Right.
So just because the government puts that box on a piece of paper, does that necessarily mean that it's a good move?
What he said, this guy, I like this guy.
Let me tell you something. This whole situation with Derrick Jaxn and his wife, they had issues before they even got married. Okay, they weren't healthy even before the marriage happened. I don't know if you saw that in the interview, but they were going through their own issues and still got married. So I felt like, why would you go into a marriage already having issues? That's not healthy. It's never going to lead to anything great going into a marriage with baggage.
Well, to quote one of his videos, right? Getting married is not a magic wand. It isn't magically right.
Work it out before you jump and get married. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't get married. Just make sure you deal with those demons before you jump into a marriage.
Not everybody looks at it that way.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the same way how sometimes women, and I'm not bashing women right now, but since women are the only people that can bear children, you know, I gotta say, there's some women that think, you know what I'm saying, that having a child is gonna keep a dude, and there's probably some people who think that getting married is gonna save the relationship. None of that shit, forcing anything that is not wanted by both parties is a recipe for disaster.
That's true. They have kids together? They have kids?
Yeah.
They do?
There's pictures of them on Instagram, they all got on bonnets.
Shut up.
I'm done.
Bonnets for t-shirts?
Yeah, bonnets for the t-shirts.
Oh, man.
Shoot.
Man. Nah. I don't know, guys. I feel like the separation, right? I guess isn't it supposed to give you the chance to figure out if this is something that you want to do?
I don't believe in separation. I feel like if we're going to separate, just go.
I mean, I think that's what it's supposed to do. I guess that saying where it's like, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder is what people think it's supposed to be.
That is bullshit.
Listen, I'm just saying that's probably what they're thinking. Like, there's some people who probably believe that separation is supposed to give them a chance to clear their minds and figure out if they're gonna forgive and put things behind them. Again, for me, I just believe that when it comes to stuff like that, like y'all go to therapy together, y'all figure things out. Y'all supposed to, if this is supposed to be a team thing, we're supposed to work through this together, not separate and figure out whether we're gonna join the same team.
And guess what? Sometimes marriages just don't work. Sometimes you just can't work out, and you just got to divorce, and that's it. It's not trying to force something, a puzzle piece that's not gonna fit. You want it to work so bad. If it's not working, then divorce and live your life. Stop trying to force this. Like, Derrick and his wife, they forced this relationship. They forced it to get married. They forced it.
The Bible says that to death do you part.
They separated. Like, y'all don't want to be with each other's obvious. Just be homies and like keep it moving. I bet you after she divorced Derrick, what she is gonna do? She's gonna be a whole new person. She's gonna get her body done.
Wait, time out.
She's gonna get her weave done.
No, wait a minute.
Get her face beat. She's gonna go crazy.
No. The way she's going hard on social media right now, what makes you believe
she ain't staying with that man? She ain't staying with him, please. Let's watch. Watch him know. Let's see. She ain't staying with that boy.
We gon' see.
Absence
only makes the heart go
She's
farther
so
than you in jail.
hurt. She's so hurt and distraught right now. Her soul is gone. Like, I don't see nothing in her. She's just like, she's just like drained. She's drained.
Somebody gonna slide in her DMs and then slide in her drawers.
Word. That's what's gonna happen. Somebody gonna make, come here, girl. Give me a hug. Come.
They said she need a new bonnet.
She need a new bonnet.
Nah. What's gonna happen was, right? The dude that's gonna slide in her DM, right?
Y'all see a bonnet. She saw the helmet of salvation, okay?
Oh, boy, bye.
Facts.
Boy, bye.
You say so, right?
Salvation.
The dude who slide in her DM, he gonna have Maxwell playing in the background. He gonna be like, oh, that's right.
Yes, he is. He'll make talk to me. Come here, baby. Let me rub your back. Okay, now.
Somebody give it a Maxwell?
Oh,
hell
man. That's
Crazy.
crazy. Alright, no, seriously though. I feel.
She gonna run that gyro.
Yes, she is.
Extra sauce. Extra sauce.
All everywhere, right? Just everywhere.
He's gonna be crying like that Michael Jordan meme. That's what
Yo,
crying like,
oh man.
messed up.
That is
Someone
terrible.
said that she was mentally exhausted. Listen.
She is. She's mentally exhausted. That girl has no soul.
Alright, so separation, right? I really feel that it should be, I mean, what's the conversation between the two parties, right? Because if you decide this is the route that we're going,
This wasn't a mutual decision. She left and said, I'm leaving your ass. Bye. This wasn't something they sat down and spoke about. She was like, I'm tired of cheating. I'm done with the fucking pictures and the bitches. I'm leaving. She packed all her shit and she went for a year. And she did this more than once. This is not the first time she
shout out
did
to Derrick for having excellent taste in women, though.
yo, like I'm,
Side pieces.
So shout out. His wife is beautiful too. I see potential there.
Shit.
Shout out to Derrick for having Shout out to Derrick for having excellent taste in women.
I didn't say she wasn't beautiful.
listen.
I said, who are you talking about?
Shots fired. Listen, let's
I'm
go.
talking about, and I said in women, meaning including his wife. Shout out to Derrick, excellent taste.
All right, so then let's get to that part. Why do women who know that the man is married or separated, why they go after that guy? Huh? Why they go after that type of situation?
How about outside of that?
Come on.
You already know the situation.
Exactly.
So what do you gain from sending receipts?
I can
to
answer.
said wife?
I can answer that question
You
for
don't
you
know what
guys.
he's selling her.
Let's answer the first one first, and then we can get to that. Go ahead.
So, can we all be in agreement that he is a lying piece of shit?
Yes.
So, because we know he's a lying piece of shit, let's also agree that he probably was lying to these women.
Exactly.
And they got fed up, and then they were just like, you know what? I got something for that ass.
Exactly.
Here go the receipts.
Go ahead, bro.
It was in their feelings.
Hold on. As far as we all know, he told them that he was separated.
He did not.
Right, but no, wait.
But we don't know if But we don't know.
He was proclaiming that they were separated.
Okay, but guess
and
what?
that they were going to get divorced.
But so he could have been saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get divorced. I'm gonna be with you." You know, he could have been feeding them.
Right.
But wait.
Feeding them the bullshit.
No, why you believe that? Just putting it out there, and it's the honest
Because the way
truth.
they reacted.
There are some women who know the truth,
And still don't give a fuck.
and don't care,
And still will do the receipts.
and still will do the receipts.
That's stupid. That's
While you
Hold
say
on.
it's stupid, I've watched it be
That's
done.
crazy.
I will
People
say
that I
one
know.
thing.
That's a
One
hater.
thing. Hold on. No, it's not a hater. You have to understand, right?
Wait, she's a hater?
No, what women don't understand, right, is there has never been a shortage of
Rod is
women.
not talking about himself.
What happened?
Who said that about me?
Continue.
Finish your.
Please.
Anyway, there has never ever in history been a shortage of side chicks. There's
Okay,
always
so-
a chick ready, willing, and able to be a side chick.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
So that's the other side of the equation. Whether there's some women that know and don't care because there's always a woman down to be a side chick.
Okay. Well, I think that he has a side guy.
Hey, yo.
I think he has a side guy.
He's a side guy.
Yeah.
See, someone said that the lady was embarrassed, so that's why she came out and finally said the truth.
Who's embarrassed?
Embarrassed by
The
what?
side chick.
What would make her embarrassed?
Embarrassed for what? Nobody even knew about her.
Right.
No, you was a nobody. What are you embarrassed
So
for?
you're embarrassed just because of him?
You're not a factor, boo. Like, what you embarrassed for? Oh my God, I'm embarrassed that Girl, shut up.
Well, you never know. She might be the one that be able to come out with a book and get some bread off of the
Well, she was embarrassed because guess what? She probably told people.
So what?
And they like, well, what happened? I thought you was gonna be with Derrick Jaxn.
I said facts, Ramona.
That's my friend.
Facts.
Hey, Shanny.
Listen, why? So I want to know, ladies. Why
Shout out
do
to
women-
everybody who's watching.
Why do women go after these guys that are taken? Like, I mean, if he's separated, he's still taken. Like, let's call it what it is,
No
right?
attachment.
Because maybe just like Taken, they have a particular set of skills.
What's
What?
that?
Never get the
Elaborate.
reference.
Elaborate.
Liam Neeson Taken, he had a particular set of skills. Nobody gets that? Alright, it's over your head. It's over your head.
The side chicks shouldn't even be a part of this equation because they're relevant at the end of the day.
Who's irrelevant?
They're side chicks. They're relevant.
But they become relevant when they're sending receipts, and now this is.
That's their way of
She
making
was
herself
seeing
relevant.
receipts before this. She saw pictures and she saw emails and she saw
But he
text
gave his life
messages.
to God.
Here you go.
All right, so someone said it's the thrill. That's why women go after them. And someone said women don't go after these guys. Men lie. But he told the woman that he was separated. They were separated. She had left him.
Sometimes you just want what you want. You don't care about the situation.
Oh,
You don't care about your.
Okay.
I care about your life. Like,
Okay,
give me
I
what
can
I
feel
need.
that.
Like,
I can
don't
feel
care.
that. You
Take
vibe
me
with
out.
someone.
Give me some. Pay my rent.
Well, check
Go
this
on
out.
trips. So who cares about your life?
Even if men lie, right? Because there's two types of side chicks, right? There's the ones that know from the beginning, and then there's the ones who were lied to, manipulated, and then they find out after the fact. But even if you found out after the fact, if you still stay around, that's just as guilty as the one who knew from the beginning.
Basically. That shit's all crazy.
This is crazy.
This is an everyday
One
situation.
sided thing where it's like only men like.
Oh
Women
yeah.
lie too, but be better at it.
No.
Well,
Nah.
Be better at it.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
a woman bet. You know what?
That's a whole nother episode.
Okay. You
Yeah,
know what?
let's leave that for something else.
You're right. You're right. That's a whole. I'm
That's
gonna write
a
that
whole
I don't
down.
want to get into
A
that.
women better at
At
lying
lying. Absolutely.
than men. I'm gonna write that down right now.
No.
But it's just like we always talk about double standards.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of those. They always talk about the double standards that are
I
beneficial to men,
And not for
but
nothing.
they don't talk about the double,
I can
double standards
simplify
that are
that, right?
beneficial to women.
when women are not better at lying, women are better at paying attention, right? Because women pay attention to men's habits more than men pay attention to women's habits. No, women are better at paying attention.
Yo,
That's a fact.
Yo, I will give him that. Yo, so my dude on the video, I can't think of his name right now. I'm sorry. I would love to give you a shout out, but I can't right now. So he always hit her butt. Right?
Oh, I saw
DeVal,
that.
DeVal. Yeah.
Shout out to I am
Always.
DeVal.
Yes.
Shout out to K. Yeah, yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Always smack her butt, feel her butt whenever he walk by, whatever, right? And he showed us, watch how hot she get when I don't do it.
Right.
And for
She
sure,
had a friend.
she had the fit
Whole
for
took a
sure.
tantrum.
She was
She's like, yo, you hungry? I was like, yo, how he hungry? Cause
You alright?
You
mad?
You
Something wrong? Something had to be
I
wrong.
saw that.
Yo.
Yeah, women are better at paying attention,
Facts.
not at lying. Women are better at paying, because every woman is born with a detective gene.
But I'm not gonna
Explain.
drop that code. I'm gonna let y'all think that though. So.
No,
Okay,
that's
okay. Explain. What they got the what? What was that
a
again?
detective gene. Every woman is born with a detective gene.
FBI, CIA.
Yeah, one of those. That's
Detective
detective gene.
Unfortunately, some dudes are like, what do you call them? What's the name? What's the word?
me tell you something. A dude could
Career criminals. There you go.
A dude could bathe with a new bar of soap. His woman gonna know. She be like,
What's that?
"What's that? You using Irish Spring? Like, like you using Dove?"
So can I ask y'all guys a question?
Like,
Yes.
women just know.
Yes.
Do you think that religion can save a relationship? Do you think that finding God and committing to being a better person in the spirit of Christ and living life the way that Lord intended it to be can save a relationship? After doing so much whoring and doing so much lying and manipulating and cheating, and do you think that just by saying that I'm saved now and I love the Lord that
Whatever, Lily.
that
Women's intuition is a real.
that can save a relationship?
If taken seriously, yes.
Really?
Yeah, if taken seriously. But if you just saying it because you know that that's your segue to get a person to attempt to trust you, then it's manipulation.
So I don't know if it's religion that saves the relationship. If you actually have a relationship with God, and that's something that He's actually putting both of you in, it's His perfect will for the two of you to be together.
She's saying that.
Then that's what keeps the relationship.
The good
Because
book
now-
says faith without works is dead.
There you go. So
I'm not being funny. Like,
That's
sure,
true.
I ain't ratchet all the time. Come on,
It's true.
So if that's what the perfect will of God is, then if His Holy Spirit is what's leading y'all to getting yourselves together and building yourselves to
She
be
said that.
better, then that's what keeps you together. If you two are not doing what you're supposed to do, His permissive will allow you to sabotage what He may have said is supposed to be, because He's allowing you to do what it is that you just want to do.
Well, someone said if you put God first, it can save the relationship.
I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel if you are truly sorry, right, it's not something that you do again, right?
Right.
You have
Right.
the
Change
remorse.
behavior.
Change behavior
Yeah.
is the result, right, of something that you really are remorseful in.
Right.
So, whether you decide that God is the force that embedded in you to change that behavior or not, we are all imperfect beings, right? So we are always going to be making mistakes, right?
Right.
And this gentleman, I don't even know if I can call it a mistake because.
You can't speak
Well,
for
I
him.
want to add something to that, Luke.
Go ahead.
So I think it's two things, honestly. Like if you are truly asking for forgiveness, there's change behavior, and then there's also redemption, meaning you need to be, through your actions, working towards showing this person that you are different. You can't just, not doing it again is another thing, but you also need to, there's sacrifices that need to be made. So if a man cheats, right, and he gets caught, right, and he needs to earn his trust back and repair that trust, and part of that might be for his woman, you know what, I need the password to your phone. Now, I will be the first to say, if it was me, I would tell my lady, yo, check this out, this is not going to be a permanent thing, but for the moment, if this is what you feel like you need, so that way we can repair things, I'm going to allow you that courtesy. I'm going to allow you that courtesy.
He had his kid.
You go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
First, you go first. You wouldn't write it down. You would.
Couple things. Okay. Let's start with the part about the phone giving up the password and stuff. First off, if you're in a relationship and y'all are working on things, even if it's the redemption part, like you say, I shouldn't have to walk on eggshells.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't, if we're working on trust and things like that, because first off, if we're supposed to be trusting each other, whether we're working on the trust factor or whatever, I'm not going through your stuff just as well as you're not going through my stuff. Because honestly, if you feel that you have to start treating me like I'm an inmate, where you have to start checking on everything that I do, then honestly, yeah, because now our relationship is pure as hell, bro.
I disagree. I would challenge you to say that if you fucked up and you deserve to feel uncomfortable.
Nah, bro.
While you're working on rebuilding your trust, you deserve to feel uncomfortable because you put yourself in a position.
If you said that you forgave me, right? If you said that you forgave me,
right,
and you want to work things
out,
then I should not have to go through all of that.
True. That means you really forgive me.
Right,
What do you feel about that?
And even with that, if we're talking about redemption and we're talking about you feeling away, or change is the attitude of somebody who's actually remorseful. There are certain things that people